If you can cast your minds back to a couple of weeks ago, I put out a video regarding a therapist giving their point of view on this whole VM and Ron Toye situation. He put his thoughts out on the farms, and obviously I read those, and then we all had things regarding Ron saying he was going to sue me, he was going to sue the actual therapist, and it just kind of exploded really quick, because again, Ron doesn't like people having opinions other than his own. Well, we're going to take a look at something today, because the therapist has replied to Ron, and Ron has just been... How can I say this? He has literally gone on a rant on YouTube, mostly on my videos, and I've completely left him alone. I'm not going to speak to him because I just don't want to, and it would just be giving me more ammunition because, well, to be honest with you, everything he has been saying to people, he is completely contradicting himself in one message to the next. But we're going to take a quick look at something here first before we get into the, to the actual dirt of this video. And this is what Ron said about him being on the farms and talking to people. So someone said, at Ron Toye, I'm going to ask you again. If you do not wish to answer, please make that known. Does your counsel know that you are posting here? And if not, then do you intend to tell them? And this is what Ron said. I didn't get their permission, so they don't know. But if they ask, I will tell them. I am allowed to share my opinions and talk. And with that one there, if everyone can remember, when we were all saying, he's just doing this, he's doing that. But he said to me that, look at what you're doing, you're trying to cancel people. And again, we saw that little person who said, you're saying your opinion, but saying it's fact. Right, okay. And this is just another example of that, because Ron has gone out of his way to say, well, I could say my opinion, you're saying yours, why can't I? Well, it's good, say your opinion, Ron. But the thing is, though, in your opinion, you are literally saying other things that do not mean you're giving your opinion. You are calling people by their silly names and all this kind of thing. You're saying about VM, he's a 57-year-old this, he's a 57-year-old that. Again, that can be your opinion, and all good and dandy. But what you're saying there is still liable. You are still slandering someone. That's the thing. So what we're going to take a look at is what Ken Jennings, the actual therapist, said. He's actually replied to Ron. So this is what we got. So Ron said, I won't attempt to justify those empty, immature words. There is no excuse. I was making threats in response to information I received, and it was stupid. I should have just expressed what I was really feeling versus bowing to toxic masculinity, standard of showing no fear and not admitting you are hurting. And this is a therapist, and what the therapist has said is absolutely golden. Hi Ron, it's Ken Jennings, the therapist who gave the informed opinion about you, likely having antisocial personality disorder, with a strong presentation of psychopathy. The same person, come Geek read the analysis from. First off, welcome to the farms. Now, before I go into anything else, my original offer holds true. I'll be happy to help you find the best therapists in your area, to help you with your mental health needs. You truly need professional assistance. If you want assistance, just let me know and I'll get you the info for these people. I won't attempt to justify those empty, immature words. There is no excuse. The problem here with this statement is you have justified your behaviour. Boom. Mic drop from Ken straight away. This just goes to show exactly what type of person Ron is, because he's saying, I'm not going to do this, but I am anyway. And again, with the way he's trying to word things, he's trying to make himself not look like the bad guy, which he is to me. Well, to a lot of people, to thousands of people, because it's funny. We're going to digress from this story a little bit. You have Ron and Monica Noise people saying, there's only a handful of people on the internet who are supporting VM. If there's only a handful of people, how come there is up to nearly 60,000 people who watch my videos? You've got over 100,000 people who watch Yellow Flashes and Tugs videos, and the same with Nick, SG Sammy, Deep Humor, all of us. You've got people, in the thousands watching these videos. And you're saying, it's only a few hundred people who are siding with VM. There's not. There's more than that. You minimised hitting your ex-wife with a remote and the infliction of emotional abuse on her and your son. That's a problem. If you successfully completed your batterer's intervention program, you would know that you never do that. You completely own it for the rest of your life. Because, guess what? There's really no good way to compare two different situations. This, what you done to your former partner and kid, witness could have been way worse on them than the kid who gets beat every day. It's very relative. That is exactly why you own your behaviour and work every day to improve. So either you passed and never regressed, or you faked your way through your classes. Go on, Ken. I also stand by my informed opinion that you likely have a personality disorder. Your behaviour, your deposition, your interactions with Nick. If you don't recognise you have a problem, then I truly feel sorry for you. I only hope Monica or your son never has to fall victim to your actions. Another thing, I analysed Monica's deposition multiple times over, specifically her recollection of the alleged thing by VM. Her body language gives away clear some kind of deception when she's talking about what VM supposedly did to her. Now, before you tell me I don't know anything about this or these, first, I'm a victim of childhood this myself, starting at age 5, going on for years by different people. So I have first-hand experience. Second, I've worked with both adults and children who have been done by this. From this to being held down by a group of guys and this, I know the intimate details of how they respond when talking about trauma and their body language. They also have a specific recollection of trauma works. I can say confidently Monica's alleged this by VM, as told during their deposition, is extremely suspect and has multiple indicators of lying and deception. This is before even addressing inconsistencies in the story, solely based on her telling of the deposition. How do you explain that one away? Because you can try to BS or gaslight others regarding what it's like to be this or be this, but you can try to pull the wool over. But you can't try to pull the wool over my eyes. Care to give an explanation why your fiance's body language and event recollection are inconsistent with typical people like this? Considering your inquiries into suing CGS, still interested in doing the same for me? Or do you stand by your First Amendment principles as you stated in another part of this thread? Well, to me, Ken has literally just gone to him and said, right, here's this, and this. You're doing this because you are absolutely wrong. And it's amazing because with Ken saying that now, we are just going to wait on Ron's reply. And it's going to sound kind of funny because I'm not a therapist. I haven't claimed to be a lawyer. I've just gone out on these videos and said my own opinion, which, reading most of what Ken has said and other solicitors and lawyers and stuff, my opinion is mostly on the same mindset as them. And when you got Ron, saying, I'm going to do this because of this, it's interesting because, first of all, Ron, you come onto my videos and you start saying all this stuff. Because you haven't got Twitter anymore, or at the moment anyway, if you are going through appeals or whatever, you still got to try and go somewhere just to let people know what's going on. One of the things as well with that, which actually has intrigued me, why would you go onto a video where everyone can speak to you, but you block people on Twitter? Why is that? A lot of people have been asking me, why has he done this? I really don't know. Is it because you want to feel like, oh, yes, I'm going to watch all these now and I have all my information I need. I'm going to give all of this to my lawyer, who can't do nothing against me, by the way, because in what you keep saying, it's free speech and this is my opinion. And because what you're doing or what you're trying to say that I'm doing is completely wrong. Because, again, but if it's put on Twitter, I can talk about it and I can give my own opinion on it. It's called critique. It's called news. That's what it is. And it's very interesting that Ron keeps going to the farms as well. And it seems to be that he thought he had a lot of people on his side. But he hasn't. One of the things I want to point out before I end this video is that on Twitter, we've seen that he's had tons of people on his side. You've had all the ones, LJ Montello, Mars Girl, Ren Famous, Dominique, Everyone, Monica, Jamie, you name it, they were all there. Why isn't any of them helping him on the farms or on YouTube comments? Why not? Yeah? Can anyone answer me that? If you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell for future updates, and I'll see all you wonderful people soon.